Welcome, guys. Welcome, traders, to the Meet Damien live stream. I am Damien. Hopefully, you guys are having a good day. Hopefully, you're having a better week than what Bitcoin has done this week. Because we are going to start by looking at the weekly chart here on Bitcoin. Bitcoin, just to give you guys some perspective here, is down 13% here for the week of the first week of June here. And why I wanted to start on the weekly chart here, guys, is because I found the support that Bitcoin actually bounced off of this week or earlier last night. It seemed like my last night's live stream was the dumb stream because Bitcoin actually came down as low as it could. It came down to this 200 moving average on the weekly time frame, this red line here, sitting at $61,347 here. And I'm sorry, actually it was $61,800. We actually went below that for a little bit there. But guess what? We're closing above that weekly support here. Okay. I have marked on the chart here that 63K is an interesting area because we normally do not stay at 63K. But I mean, on the weekly time frame, it looks like we're about to close in the 63K area. If we were to just stay here, which I don't know if that's going to be possible because Bitcoin will move up and down most likely in the next 3 days here. But if we stay here in the next 3 days at the same price level, we're actually going to get, for damn sure, a weekly bearish engulfing candle that basically erased all the progress that we made here in April, okay, going into May, right? All that positive price action to the upside getting completely erased this week. I mean, we also had a bad week the week before and slightly bad week before that, and bad week, going into the middle of May here. The middle of May for Bitcoin was like the best we could do here, okay? And that was all that optimism about a ceasefire coming to an end in Iran. Also, we had the Clarity Act passing the Senate committee, but not actually the Senate floor in the United States. Okay, but people were still riding on the coattails of that positive price action. We knew this was kind of not sustainable because Bitcoin normally doesn't do like 1, 2, 3, 4. Basically we'll call this a 5th green candle and then a 6th green candle here to the upside. All right, this was a very bullish candle here to the upside on the weekly time frame, but this is not normal. Okay, unless we're in a bull market, and we know we've been in a bear market in Bitcoin since like November because Bitcoin lost its 200 MA back in November of last year. I already told you guys I went bearish on Bitcoin back in November, but here we are in a bear market on Bitcoin, and we are actually staying above this 200-week moving average. Has Bitcoin ever gone below the 200-week moving average? Well, unfortunately, we really don't have that much data here on WEEX Exchange. I might have to look at data going off of Binance. Maybe might have the 200 weekly moving average on that. No. I really can't show you guys that we've been actually below this 200 week moving average. This is kind of like a relatively this is a long time frame moving average. It just started showing up here on Binance chart back in the October of 2023. Bitcoin surprisingly hasn't been around on these cryptocurrency exchanges long enough for us to actually have a 200 week moving average that goes that far back. Okay, so with that being said, can we stay above it? Because we've been above it since October of 2023. All right, but you can see that we're coming down to this 200 week moving average. I think this is where some traders decided to put their buy limit orders, their bids in. We also came close to what we're all going to consider now the bear market low back in February of 2026 here, when Bitcoin did come down to 60K. I guess some people are going to try to play the double bottom off of Bitcoin at 60K, but is this going to be strong enough? Are we going to actually get a bounce here and actually go up to higher prices? That's what you guys probably want to know. Find out here on the channel. I'm also going to look at your requests here as well for specific cryptocurrencies and stocks. We don't just do cryptocurrencies. We can talk about stocks as well here, guys. Okay. But yeah, this is an interesting level to try and get a bounce off of Bitcoin. At least maybe to stop the bleeding. This might be stopping the bleeding for now here for Bitcoin, that 200 moving average. However, if the bleeding is not going to stop, let me just throw out the bigger picture view here. We do have some sideways trading action going on here at 42K. This is where I think we could see the bear market low for Bitcoin. If Bitcoin's going to continue being bearish and doing bearish things here, then I'm thinking that 42K is the bear market low here, okay? But believe it or not, there is also some sideways trading action going on over here at 52K. I marked this on the charts, on my different charts here on Bitcoin. If I go back to like the Coinbase chart, I know I got the levels marked here, but I knocked off here 52K, that red number right there, and 42K. And that's mainly because if I turn on the VRVP indicator, which I'm going to do right now, let me get rid of the moving averages so you can just focus on the VRVP indicator. Is that thing actually going to show up here? This thing is taking a while to load up here, but I'm waiting for the VRVP indicator to actually load up, and here it is. All right, so this is kind of like this heat map looking thing here on the right, okay? And the green is the buys, the rest of the sells, and it shows you like where the majority of the buys and sells are at. Right now it's showing that the majority is at 67K, which is above us, so that's going to be resistance if we ever get back up to that price again. But just looking down further, like where are we right now? We're at this price at 63K. The volume starts to drop off. We don't really have that much of a volume node here, a high volume node, until we get down to 52K. So 52K is one of my areas to look for here that I'm paying attention to. Bitcoin's going to continue being bearish. And then if that doesn't hold up, there should be even more support and more people interested in buying Bitcoin at 42K. And that's my, X marks the spot on the chart here. I think that makes a lot of sense for a bear market low. I think that's also where the Bitcoin ETFs were buying back here in January 2024. They were buying around 42K. I think 42K makes sense. And then, people are very funny. They like, playing jokes and doing 420. 42K looks like 420, so they might just try to start long in Bitcoin at 42K. As a matter of fact, some of them are even funnier than that. They might even try to long Bitcoin at 42,690 just to throw in 69 in that number. So yeah, I think those are the numbers to be looking at here for Bitcoin. But guys, let me know what you think the bear market low in Bitcoin is going to be. When are you going to start buying Bitcoin and dollar cost averaging? I'm not going to start my campaign of buying Bitcoin until, usually the bear market lasts about a year, every time you have a bear market. So I might not start buying until October of this year, because October last year is when Bitcoin peaked out at its all-time high. But I would be interested in taking a nibble on Bitcoin at 42K. Yeah, if that happens like later on this summer, going into September, and of course in October, then I definitely want to take a nibble on Bitcoin at 42K. That's why I would like to do my dollar cost averaging campaign. I'm not in a rush. I know that even if we do go down to 42K, and kind of like climb back up again. I know the climb is also going to be hard for us to climb up to because people are going to be totally discouraged, you know, once Bitcoin does hit 42K. I think, you know, we could be at 45, 49K for a few months, few weeks. And I can just start nibbling on Bitcoin in that area until I feel comfortable and safe to buy Bitcoin more and more and more, okay? But right now, do I feel comfortable buying Bitcoin? Not really, okay? I know some people are going to take a chance on it, but let's not forget that we are still making lower highs here. And there's a possibility that we're about to make a lower low and break below 60K. That's what I'm paying attention to here, all right? I would be jumping on board with the longs and being bullish on Bitcoin if we can stay above 60K and never go below it, okay? If we start dipping below 60K, guess what, guys? If we stop dipping below 60K, we're actually still making lower lows here on Bitcoin. But as we all know, Bitcoin's been making, you know, a high here in October of last year, then a low, and then a lower high here in January, and then a lower low in February, and then a lower high here in May. And I mean, do you get the song and dance now? We keep making lower highs and lower lows. So, like, you know, until we stop making lower lows here, I can't be bullish on Bitcoin yet. Yeah, it's plain and simple. It has a chance to prove me wrong and actually still stay above February's low here at 60K. Okay, if we can actually stay above 60K this week and also stay above 60K next week, you start making the argument that, hey guys, we're making higher lows here, but we got to make higher lows here. At least on the weekly time frame, we got to do that, okay? We lost, you know, all the lows here on the daily and smaller time frames. We got to stop the bleeding here, or else if you're not stopping the bleeding, then you're going down to lower prices. It's plain and simple, okay? Let me go into my chat here to see how my YouTube guys are doing out there. We got Kevin Hawthorne in the chat, says, good evening. Good evening to you, Kevin Hawthorne. And then we got Marcel Humphrey says, smash those likes. And then we got Marcel Humphrey says, thoughts on SPX IPO pricing. All right, we'll go ahead and do that. And for my TikTok, guys, TikTok is being a pain in the butt and suspending my gifting because I guess I'm being boring, trying to educate you guys here on the charts. I guess this is boring stuff here. So what we're going to do is we're going to end this live stream and then restart it because there's not that many people here to even make it worthwhile. But they also suspended my gifting, so you guys can't even gift me here on TikTok. So I don't that might affect me trying to restart the live stream. It might still suspend my gifting, but like I'm trying to get more people to show up here, and TikTok is being difficult by you know, suspending me here. So let's go ahead and restart the stream, see if that might help things out here. Let's go ahead and do that right now, and then we'll take a look at SPCX here for Marcel Humphreys. Oh, that's an IPO. It hasn't even hit yet. And you just want my thoughts on it? All right, give me a second here. I'm going to restart the stream here. One moment here, Marcel Humphreys. I got you. Okay, just got to restart TikTok here. And yeah, here we go. Just restarting the stream, same thing, not even changing anything. All right, cool. Let's do it. My thoughts on SPSCX. Okay. Let's look at this here on CNBC here, right? Let's look at like articles. Like what I can tell you is you know, the SPSCX, that's going to be the SpaceX IPO. Could be lucrative. I feel like it could cause and what's the ticker symbol going to be? The SPCX. Yeah, that's going to be probably sucking up all the liquidity out of the stock market. Probably even take liquidity out of crypto. It could do basically the same thing that, remember Trump coin? When Trump coin came out and sucked up all the liquidity out of all the altcoins, and then people put all their money into Trump coin because that was just going crazy at the time. And then they released Melania coin, which is, oh my god, I think that was like the worst thing to do, was to release one meme coin from the Trump family to then do another Trump coin family coin. And that sucked up even more coins out of the old coins. And then those coins got rug pulled. Everybody got burned. A lot of newbies got burned. And no one wanted to be in crypto anymore. I think something like that could happen with SpaceX stock here. But the guys over at Wall Street, they are a little bit smarter. I hate to say it. than some of the people in the cryptocurrency world, or at least they've been doing it for a while and they're seasoned investors. So they might not pile into SpaceX technology stock like that, like people did with Trump coin and Melania coin. But I mean, humans are still humans, and the human spirit and greed starts to come in, and there might be retail that's in normal everyday people like me and you coming into that stock, that IPO, and they might actually sell some of their best stocks to get into it, only to get burned, and then that could be the same thing that we see with SpaceX. But I think SpaceX, I do like SpaceX company, the idea. See, I can't even find this on the charts here. I'm just gonna go stick to the Bitcoin chart here, but I can't even find that on the chart because it hasn't traded yet. You just wanted my thoughts on it, and my thoughts is that it's probably going to, if you get in at a good price, it's probably going to jump up. You're going to make a lot of money probably on the first day, maybe. You might make some money on the second day as well. But then watch out for when investors, when smart money starts selling, and we'll have to figure out what level that is. But when smart money starts selling SpaceX, then they might dump hard, and then there might be a panic sell, and then you might be able to buy SpaceX IPO at a lower price than what it started on day one. Okay, but I do like the SpaceX company because I think in the long run they don't have that much competition. I mean, who's their competition? Like Blue Origin, and like who? I have to look it up myself, but there's not that many competitors, and they all have a big piece of the pie that they can eat. So they're all going to get well fed. They got government contracts and contracts with NASA and contracts probably with the military as well. So it's going to be a big aerospace defense company. It already is a big aerospace defense company, and I think it's going to be worth getting into once the dust settles as to what the actual price is going to be at the IPO. I think you should try to take a nibble on it for a long-term investment for sure. Yeah. All right, let's get into the comments here. If you have any requests for stocks or crypto, let me know. I gave you guys my thoughts on Bitcoin. I think Bitcoin needs to stay above 60K. Okay, but on the weekly time frame, we did see here on the 200 moving average on the weekly time frame, which is I know I got a couple of red lines there, but this red line that's moving up, that is a moving average right there, and that is sitting at $61,800. If we can stay above that this week, then I think there might be some hope for the bulls to actually make the case for higher lows here. And as long as we don't go lower than 60K, I think we'll be fine for Bitcoin to actually surprise people to the upside and get a little bit of a dead cat bounce, a little bit of a relief rally here. Okay, but I don't like the fact that Bitcoin actually did make a lower high just a few weeks ago in the middle of May here. Okay, so we are still being bearish on Bitcoin until it can prove to us that it can start making higher lows and then also make higher highs. Right now we're now wondering, are we going to make a lower low, because we're threatening to go lower than the bear market low here in February of 2026. If we do that, then the bear market is still intact here. Okay, and if we are able to do a higher high than what we did here in May of 2026, then we're doing something different here, where we're no longer making lower highs here. We're now making higher highs, and that would also be a way to get out of this bear market rut that we're in right now on Bitcoin, in my opinion here. Let's see. Are we bottom yet? Why did they hide your comment there? There's nothing wrong with that comment. Are we bottom yet? We're gonna find out. We're gonna find out. We'll see how this weekly candle on Bitcoin ends up finishing off the week here. We still got 3 more days. You see my countdown timer. We still got 3 more days here before the week is over. Anything can happen, but as long as we stay above 61,800, I'll feel better about Bitcoin trying to make a relief rally or dead cat bounce going into next week. And as long as they stay above 60K, then we're not making a lower low, so we can make the case that this was still a ever so slightly higher low than what we did here in February. And the bulls can work with that, okay? But we got to work with that. If we go lower than 60K, then I cannot work with that. I cannot be, bullish on Bitcoin. I would have to start looking for shorts again for a breakout trade to the downside. And I think, to the downside, we could hit, 50K and then 42K were my targets to the downside there. All right, let me see what my other TikTok guys are saying here. Thank you guys for coming in, and thank you for your comments there. Lawless says there's no way of a bottom here. Actually, there is. We could still play the double bottom where Bitcoin bottom out at like 60K in February, and then if we come and just bottom out near 60K here or 61K in this case, that's still considered a double bottom. And traders will pay attention to that. Professional traders like myself will pay attention to that, and trading bots will also pay attention to that, and they'll start buying up Bitcoin because we already hit the moving average as support, and we're now above it. Okay, the candle body close right now is currently above the 200 moving average. Traders will see that on their charts, and they'll be like, hey, you know what? This might be the lowest price we can get Bitcoin, and we might be, due for a little bit of a relief rally and a bounce. A dead cat bounce, you might say, but a little bit of a bounce for higher prices next week. The market likes to do the opposite of whatever the majority is doing. So if majority of people are getting bearish out there, crypto, Bitcoin's going to probably do the opposite of whatever people think. So a lot of people are now thinking like Bitcoin's going to head to like 40K or 50K. Even I think it's possible. I'm not going to say that it's a for sure, conclusion. But if Bitcoin, closes at, below 60K, then I'll jump on board with them saying, yeah, we're going down to 50 or 40K, right? But if we could stay above the 200-week moving average here, and if we could stay, above the lows here in February, then you start making a case that this could be a double bottom, okay? But enough of that. Let me actually show you guys on some of the smaller time frames why we could start getting bullish here. I think, was it the 4-hour time frame? It might have been the 1-hour time frame. They're showing some bullish divergence out there, okay? Look at this here, guys. You got the green teal line here, okay? This is indicating to me there's bullish divergence here without me even looking at the RSI. This is my DeluxeAlgo indicator. That's also giving me signals to long Bitcoin right now. Let's go ahead and look at the let's go ahead and look at the RSI here. Okay, you're gonna see the RSI indicator here on the bottom. Okay, we got a low here on the 4-hour time frame here on Tuesday last night at 10.8. Then here, Thursday, morning, early morning hours, we saw a RSI of 15.8. So we are making ever so slightly higher lows here, while still making lower lows on the price. There's some bullish divergence starting to come into play here, guys. Okay, and then let's look at the MACD indicator here on the 4-hour time frame. Selling pressure not as violent as it was yesterday. All right, selling pressure is starting to die down on the 4-hour time frame. Matter of fact, we're about to get a green buying pressure candle showing up here on the MACD indicator. We're about to almost get a MACD crossover to the upside. Not saying that we can't get a fake out. Like, it could just start, selling pressure could just start dropping and decreasing. We could see selling pressure start increasing again here and see more red candles again. Okay, but the trend is favoring higher prices here, at least on the 4-hour time frame for Bitcoin. Okay. Now, I want to see what the 1-hour time frame is doing, okay? 1-hour time frame, you can also see that there's that bullish divergence here where you're making higher lows here on the RSI after making lower lows here on the price, okay? And also here on the MACD indicator, we see that green buying pressure has showed up, okay? That's the start of something good here. Okay, but we need more buying pressure. Like, this is kind of like weak sauce. Like, you see that we had green buying pressure coming in, but now we got light green candles showing that the buying pressure dying down a little bit. Buying pressure kind of dying down a little bit, but still there. So it's weak sauce. Yeah, it's definitely weak on the 1-hour time frame for momentum here. Let's look at the other momentum indicator, which is my my money flow divergence indicator. And this money flow divergence indicator is showing that there's a green buy dot that came in an hour before I started this live stream, about an hour ago. Okay, and that's the start of something good here. But what else I'm also seeing here is I'm seeing money flow, which was negative, is starting to creep up here. So the bleeding is trying to come to a stop. At some point, guys, we're going to see a bottom. We're going to see a bottom. We're going to see a bounce at some point here, a dead cat bounce. And it looks like it's trying to start doing that right now, okay? It's trying to do the bullish divergence. We're seeing the bullish divergence coming in. We're seeing money flow not being as bad as it was yesterday. And then we're also seeing this gray stuff. This is your momentum stuff here, okay? The gray stuff is momentum, making higher lows here, and we're about to get a crossover to the upside, and that's why we got that green buy dot here, where if momentum just keeps doing what it's doing, we should see higher prices here for Bitcoin. When? Maybe later on tonight, okay? Unless we just all of a sudden get like a die down, a drop here in price for whatever reason. We are actually trying to make the case of Bitcoin going to higher prices. And Bitcoin has been going to higher prices. Since last night, Bitcoin's been going to higher prices here, guys, okay? Let's go ahead and actually look at the candles here. But after, you know, last night, during my live stream last night, right, we saw... We should just call it my live stream the dump stream from last night, because literally when I ended the live stream is when price started going back up again, around 8 o'clock my time. You know, here in Costa Rica, we saw you know, Bitcoin get 3 green candles here, and then some red candles overnight, then followed by green candles again here this morning, and then just kind of like going sideways. But you know what? Going sideways is a lot better than going down, and we're still at a higher price than what we were early last night, okay? So yeah, I think Bitcoin is trying to, believe it or not, bottom out here near 61K. And also I got my signals indicator here, my DeluxeAlgo signal indicator showing me green here, saying that you need a long Bitcoin here at 12 o'clock this afternoon, 6 hours ago. And then you need a long Bitcoin again about an hour ago, is telling us the long Bitcoin here, okay? So there you go, and it has been trying to tell us the long Bitcoin. Yeah, I get that, right? Okay, but these weren't strong signals here. Okay, we're now getting stronger signals from the money flow divergence saying that we need to long Bitcoin right now if we want to see a winning trade here. Okay, the shorts are not making money like they used to earlier this week and even yesterday. Okay, the shorts are not making money. The shorts might actually start moving their stop losses into profit, and also closing out their trades here, because we're not getting paid like we were yesterday and the day before for shorting Bitcoin. So there you go. Let's see. Easy Gear Up says, this is so weak to push up. We'll be sideways for 1 or 2 days and then to dump another 4 to 5%. You might be right about that. We might actually just go sideways. This could actually just end up turning into a bear flag. Like we shall see. We shall see. Okay. But when we dumped down to 60K in February, it looked just like this. It was like, all right, we dumped down to 60K, and we could be starting a bear flag. And then I don't know, positive news started coming out about you know, the United States winning the war in Iran and it being a short war, and that actually cause a little bit of optimism in the markets that we might be getting a nice short war in Iran, okay? But yeah, that's that didn't actually end up being the case. As a matter of fact, I think one of the reasons why we went down the last couple of weeks is because we supposedly been having a ceasefire, but United States and Iran have been shooting back at each other. So, you know, it's no longer a ceasefire if you guys are actually shooting each other. And I think Bitcoin sniffed that out before the stock market did. And Bitcoin took a dump, you know, before the stock market did. But the stock market also not liking what it's seen, you know, with the world events out there too. Okay. So we shall see. If things get worse with Iran, I think we'll see a bigger dump. Yeah. Let's see. Let me go into the comments here. Layla says, look at the consolidation. We will get the next leg down. You know, with all you guys being so bearish on Bitcoin, it actually makes me want to counter trade you guys and take the long here, because that means everybody else is feeling the same way. And that probably means there's a lot of short liquidity to the upside. Let's actually look at the liquidation heat map here for Bitcoin. Let me just refresh this here, make sure I got the most current data here. let's see where the liquidity is. You know, let's see where everybody's putting their stop losses and possibly going to get liquidated. We do got here on the liquidation heat map here on CoinGlass.com. There is some liquidation here at 61,700. What was Bitcoin at again? I couldn't remember off the top of my head. We're at 63K. So, all right. So that's where the longs could get liquidated. Okay, 61,000. If Bitcoin comes down to 61,700, the longs that got placed probably like earlier today could get liquidated at 61,700. They're probably putting their stop losses at break even. If they got in at 61,700 yesterday, they're going to be able to break even on their stop losses there. But look, we also got some liquidation here, some liquidity here at 63K. Okay. Then to the upside here, we also got some liquidity to the upside here at 65K. This is where the shorts are putting their stop losses. It's about $66 million here on Binance Exchange of shorts that could get liquidated. So there is liquidity to the upside for us to take to try and, you know, make a dead cat bounce here and actually help the longs out in the short run here. Let's see. We got some guys said download your app here, and nope, you are now getting muted. Thank you for letting me know that you are advertising here, and you're not a paid sponsor, so you don't get to do that here on the Meet Damon channel here. Fasu says, am I in on a short? I shorted Bitcoin at $81,000 2 weeks ago, and my plan was to stay in the short because I figured that, you know, 81K was a rejection off of the 200 moving average here, and this showed me that, you know, we're not strong enough to actually get above that red line there, and I wanted to stay in the short until we get down to like 68K was where I had my take profit at, and then also 60K was an idea too, which we already did so far. But what ended up happening with my short is I actually moved my stop loss to profit at like 78K, and Bitcoin actually came in, took my stop loss out, stopped me out in profit on my short, and then it took it down further, and I got into other trades besides Bitcoin, besides shorting Bitcoin. So right now I'm actually trying to long oil, believe it or not. Yeah. That is the trade that I got into earlier today. Okay, so yeah, if things get worse in the Middle East, I think we're gonna probably see higher oil prices, and that's the trade that I'm in right now, is just long in oil. Let's see. Zion Melson says, "Sell everything. It's over." Oh my God, the doom and gloomers are here. The doom and gloomers are here. Either that, or he's trying to pump up his. He's trying to like talk up his book on his shorts or something. He's trying to get everybody else scared so that way he can cash in at a lower price on his short. I don't know, maybe he doesn't. Lalish says, how much experience do I have? I've been buying and selling stocks and trading and investing stocks and stock options since I was 18 years old. As soon as I was legally able to buy stocks is when I bought stocks. That was like 20 years ago. And then as far as like day trading, I've been doing it for years now, and I got into crypto myself. I bought my first Bitcoin at $3,000 back in 2017. After my buddy told me to buy Bitcoin when it was at $1,000, he was getting all excited about it in like 2016, and then that's when I heard about Bitcoin for the first time in like 2016. And then I did my research, and I didn't buy it right away. I was paying attention and following the price, and I was like, damn, this thing's going from 1K to 2K, and then 2K to 3K. I was like, this thing can actually move. So I actually bought Bitcoin for the very first time in 2017. Spot bags of it in 2017. I actually bought an entire Bitcoin for $3,000. And then I also bought Ethereum and Litecoin at the time. Those were like the only altcoins that were like kind of available back then, and I did that on Coinbase Exchange. It was one of the first exchanges that I got involved with, and I actually trust Coinbase. Never had problems with them, even though some people say they have problems with them. Coinbase does have outages every now and then, so that's why you shouldn't really put all your money on Coinbase, and you should try to do hardware wallets and custody your own crypto, not your keys, not your coins, right? For those who know about cryptocurrencies, not your keys, not your coins, right? So I encourage people to get a hardware wallet, and I have like a video on TikTok and YouTube about the Ledger Nano. It is one of my favorite hardware wallets. So I've been in crypto for a while, and I've also been trading. When I first started investing, you know, I did long-term investing like every other newbie. As what you should be doing is just, you know, staying in it for the long term, because prices do go up over time. But as far as like swing trading, when I got comfortable with actually how the markets move and paying attention to support and resistance, I started doing swing trading. And you can just swing trade, you know, crypto, and you don't even have to do leverage trading. Like I bought, you know, Ethereum at $150, $200 back in the day, and I sold Ethereum at $3,800 in 2021. And I bought Solana at like 13, 16, 20 bucks right after FTX went bankrupt, and then I sold Solana last year about 200 bucks and made a 10x on that. So you'll make a lot of your money just long-term investing and swing trading. But as far as like day trading goes, yeah, day trading, once I got more comfortable with swing trading and investing, then I started dipping my toes into day trading. And that's, you know, I feel like, you know, once you get good at day trading, then swing trading and long-term investing is just so much easier to understand, especially if you know how to use the charts and read the charts there. So yeah, I think, you know, you should, if you're really trying to become very successful investing and trading, try to learn as much as you can coming onto these live streams. Don't forget to follow me and subscribe here. I'm going to put that shout out there right there, but don't forget to subscribe and follow here. Try to learn as much as you can, and it will make you a better investor, a more informed investor, and then you'll become a better trader. And hopefully, if you guys really want to take it to the next level, you can become a really good day trader and just make money day trading every day like I do. Okay, so anyways, yeah, that's what I suggest you guys doing. If you guys want to become day traders, you do have to learn everything there is to know about the markets, and then also learn everything you can learn possible here on the charts. And then also you have to learn about yourself as a trader. That's the coolest thing about day trading, is that you have to learn how to deal with your own emotions, because you will get excited and make a lot of money, and you also might lose a lot of money. And then you have to learn risk management, how to avoid over trading and revenge trading, how to learn how to take a loss and live with it, and then try to work on it again the next day to find a better trade, an A+ setup, and all that stuff. Okay, so that's my suggestion. Is I do encourage people to try to do day trading so they can learn more about themselves, because you'll learn more about yourself than you will about trading and the charts here. Matter of fact, you should learn more. You should learn about the charts as much as you can before you even start day trading. And then once you get the charts down, then you got to start learning about your own investment and risk management, so that way you can become a good day trader one day. Anyways, let's get back into the YouTube chat here. See what my YouTube guys are saying here. We got DZ in the chat here over here on YouTube. He says, "You're gonna apply to McDonald's. We're cooked." Oh my God, DZ, don't say that, DZ. You know, you could buy McDonald's instead. The stock, buy McDonald's the stock. But if you think we're cooked and we're gonna go down, what shouldn't you? DZ, you know how to day trade. Why aren't you shorting? You should be interested in, try to do some shorting here. Oh no, TikTok just suspended me, and they're not allowing me to do gifting here. Probably because I mentioned YouTube. Anytime I say YouTube, TikTok suspends me. Oh my God. But let me see. Yeah, I'm gonna say that TikTok is being too strict right now. Okay. And DZ says you're just playing. Yeah. So guys, you aren't able to gift me. That's unfortunate here. I'm trying to appeal that decision here on TikTok. But yeah. What the hell, TikTok? I think it might also be because I'm not saying that I'm not a financial advisor. So guys, I am not a financial advisor. I do this day trading and investing and looking at the charts on my own for education purposes and also for entertainment. I'm not here to tell you guys what to buy and sell. I can never tell you guys what to buy and sell because I'm not a personal financial advisor. I don't know what your situation is. So let me just get that disclaimer out there before before YouTube decides to suspend me for some reason. Okay. Anyways, yeah. That is what I got there for you guys. Do we have any requests here? Thank you, Saratin, for sending the heart me here before TikTok suspended me for... And I'm not able to get any more guests now, but thank you, Serotonin, for hearting me there. And HDZZZ said, what did I sold it for? I thought I told you what I did. So like when I first got involved in cryptocurrency in 2017, I bought Bitcoin. I bought an entire Bitcoin for like $3 grand. And I bought Litecoin, and I also bought Ethereum. And then I started learning more about XRP, and I bought XRP, and I bought Cardano. I bought all those cryptocurrencies that I could buy. I was using like an exchange called like Bittrex at the time to do the all the altcoins. Coinbase only had like 4 or 5 altcoins to play around with. Coinbase didn't even have XRP or Cardano. Okay, so I had to go to Bittrex to get those coins. But like, yeah, I bought like Ethereum for the very first time at like $200 a coin in 2017, and then I bought Litecoin at like $50. And then you said, what did I sell them for? I didn't actually sell my Bitcoin or Ethereum. I did a round trip, just like everybody that gets started with crypto, right? I did a round trip, but I still didn't sell, even though I did a round trip. So Bitcoin, I bought Bitcoin at $3,000. I think when was that? Like August or July of 2017. And then I saw Bitcoin go from 3 to 6 grand, and then 6 to 10 grand, and then 10 grand to 19 grand in less than like 6 months. And you know, at $19,000 Bitcoin, we all thought it was gonna go to 20, and then 25, and then 30. So I didn't sell. I was just watching it. Okay. But then it's bled off. You know, it took a year. And we saw Bitcoin drop down to 6K, and Bitcoin was at like 6K back in like the 2018 bear market for like the longest time, and it just kept touching it and then going up, and then touching it and then going up, and at the time that was like a double bottom. But then it touched it again, and then that could have been a triple bottom for Bitcoin in 2018, but it actually broke through that trap door, and then it dropped all the way down to $3 grand, and that caught a lot of people off by surprise. And then I remember when Bitcoin was at $3,000, people were saying, oh, Bitcoin's going to go to 2 grand or 1 grand or 0. And when everybody was like agreeing that Bitcoin was going to go to lower prices, that's when Bitcoin said, nope, you guys have no idea what we're doing. And Bitcoin went back up to higher prices after hitting like $3,200 in like December of 2018. I can remember that. And I still didn't sell. I was in it for the long term. And then I saw Bitcoin climb up during the 2020, 2021 bull run. And I was actually accumulating Ethereum at the time and buying more Ethereum. I saw Ethereum go down to $150. I bought more Ethereum at $150. Bought it at like $200 and $300. And I just kept accumulating. And then I saw Ethereum go up to like 3,000, 4,000. And then 4,800, we all thought Ethereum was going to go to 5 grand, and I didn't sell. But then I saw Ethereum drop down to like 4 grand. I was like, you know what? It's probably gonna do like a little dolphin dive and try to like freak people out. I had my stop loss at $3,800 in 2021 on Ethereum, and I didn't move the stop loss. Thank God. All right. And then Ethereum actually did drop below $3,800, and I got stopped out in profit after buying Ethereum at you know, $200, $300, $400 all throughout those last couple of years before 2021. Took that money, got a down payment on a house, bought a house for rental properties, got into rental real estate. Then I had to pay taxes, just like everybody else that makes profit in crypto. You got to pay your taxes here in America. And then I had extra money to play around with, and I bought back in again in 2022. But I waited until a year after Bitcoin's all-time high, because the same thing happened in 2017 going to 2018. It takes a year for the enthusiasm and the hopium to get totally destroyed and defeated. And then the bear market low usually occurs about a year after all-time highs. So that in 2017, that was like December of 2017. And then we had, you know, December of 2018 was the bear market low in Bitcoin. Then in like 2021, we had all-time high in November of 2021, and then sure enough, FTX went bankrupt in November of 2022, and that was the bear market low a year later. And now I'm thinking, like, guys, yeah, we had the bull run here in 2024 and 2025 on Bitcoin, and October 2025 was the all-time high for Bitcoin. And I'm thinking, like, give it a year later, October 2026, we're probably going to see a bear market low. We don't know what's going to happen between now and October 2026. The war in Iran looks like it's going to get worse. There's some crazy stuff going on with Russia and Ukraine and NATO, okay? Then there could be something that happens between China and Taiwan. We don't know what's going to happen with that. So, like, there could be catalysts for us going down. But another catalyst that is more cryptocurrency specific related is what's going to happen if one of these exchanges gets hacked or goes bankrupt. Okay, one of these major exchanges, right? Do you guys remember last year? I think it was like January or February or March of last year. It might have been like February or March. Yeah, we had Bybit exchange go not bankrupt but get hacked. What happens if Bybit gets hacked right now? Okay, or like Coinbase or Binance. Okay, what if one of these big cryptocurrency exchanges gets hacked and they lose like tens of billions of dollars of their customers' money? What do you think those customers are going to do? They're going to be They're going to be scared out of crypto, and they're going to sell all their crypto, and that's going to cause an even bigger downdraft and whoosh down the lower prices, and that might be when we see 50K or 40K. Okay, could be a cryptocurrency getting hacked. I mean, cryptocurrency exchange getting hacked. Could be a cryptocurrency exchange going bankrupt. Okay. Could be, you know, another war breaking out somewhere, or the war that we're in right now getting worse. Okay, could be a recession coming up, right? I know some people feel like we're overdue on a recession here, but like, what if we get into a recession here? Okay, that could be a catalyst for lower prices here for Bitcoin and crypto. So, with that being said, yeah, we might not be seeing the worst of it yet. We might be halfway through. We might be just going into halftime right now, and we still got 2 more quarters left, right? We're not even done with the second quarter of 2026. We still got the third quarter of 2026, starts in July, and then we got the fourth quarter of 2026, starts in October. Okay, so I'm thinking, like, you know, the end of the third quarter and beginning of the fourth quarter of 2026 might be a good time to get into some cheap crypto here. And I know it feels bad, guys, because your altcoins have already gotten beaten down. But the crazy thing about altcoins is you could be down 90% and thinking you're getting a good deal on your altcoin, and then that altcoin goes down another 90%. It's happened to me already. Okay, I had the experience. Okay, I've done that with an altcoin before, where I bought, you know, thinking that it was down 90%, that I could 10x my money if it just goes back to where it was. And then I see it then go down another 90% after I just bought it. After it was down 90%, it goes down another 90%, okay? That's crazy. And that's possible here in cryptocurrency world. So, yeah, I think crazier things have happened, okay? And you might see that in 2026 here. And we got Tariq in the chat here, says, Damien, what's up? File C says Zcash has crashed. Yeah, I think we saw that Zcash was crashing here. Is that a request? We can take a look at it. We've been on Bitcoin this whole time here. I think it's time for us to look at something else besides Bitcoin. Let's look at Zcash, yeah. Oh man, Zcash at 430? Woo! Okay. And then we got Rafi saying Bitcoin will drop to 59,200. I mean, that will probably be the next number if we lose 60K. You know, 59K is like 59,200 is only $800 below the bear market low. I've been hearing people talk about, you know, 52K being an area of interest, and also like 42K. I've also heard people say 57K as well. Mohammed said that as well. I think there was like a high volume node at 57, 58K, a little bit of a high volume node there. But we're looking at Zcash. We're done talking about Bitcoin for now. We can always look at Bitcoin on the way out towards the end of the live stream here. But let's look at Zcash. Okay, Zcash here on the daily time frame was creating some bearish divergence. That's indicated by my DeluxeAlgo indicator, which is pretty cool because, you know, if you're not sure if it's bearish divergence, you can always rely on this thing to tell you that there is some bearish divergence, but you can also confirm it by looking at the RSI. And the RSI was showing bearish divergence here. You can see that there's a lower high here on the RSI for Zcash, while we were making higher highs here on the price. Okay, and for those who are new to investing or trading, you might be learning something new here today. Okay, but that is your bearish divergence here. You're making higher highs on the price while making lower highs on the RSI. Is showing that the buyers aren't buying. You know, they're not able to push the price. I mean, they're pushing the price higher, but they're doing it ever so weaker than what they did, you know, a few candles ago. Okay, so this is indicating bearish divergence, and bearish divergence can play out. It actually can play out one of three ways. You could still go up to higher prices with bearish divergence, but just create even more bearish divergence. Okay, or you could go sideways in price action, which is another more likely case, more likely to go sideways than you are to go up. And then the other more likely case is to actually drop down in price. And yeah, after making that bearish divergence here on Zcash towards the end of May, we were starting to go down in price here. Excuse me. Then we made what probably was spotted as a lower high here on Zcash. And now you're getting sent down to hell after that, okay? Losing your 21 EMA and your 50 moving average here. Let's see. I got a lot of lines. I've been charting Zcash here on MEXC for like a long time here. Let me just clean up the chart here a little bit without losing my data here. We'll look at Zcash maybe on another exchange here. Let's look at it on Binance. But yeah, there's a little bit more a cleaner setup here, where it's just, you know, I don't have the Fibonacci blocking things here. But yeah, you got bearish engulfing candle erasing almost all the price action that you did over the last few weeks here on Zcash. You also lost the 50 moving average. Got a candle close below it, and then today, you know, or right now, we are considered Friday right now on this live stream, but right now you're getting a follow through to the downside, and Zcash, if it continues to follow through to the downside, I would expect some support off the 200 moving average, a little bit of a fight here. So I think the shorts should try to take profit at 381 if that's what you're doing here. Is if you're shorting Zcash and you're still in that short, I would take some profit at that 200-day moving average there. Okay. This is also an idea as to like where you could try to, you know, play an oversold bounce. So you could maybe go long on Zcash at 380. Let's go ahead and throw in the VRVP indicator here and see what the high volume nodes are showing. And high volume nodes are showing that, yeah, there wasn't really much support. After you lose 520 bucks here on Zcash, you get a little bit of something here at 450. And if you can't hold that, then still something here at 420. Funny enough, right? They'll try to defend 420 first, which is, I think, what the bulls and longs are doing right now. And if they're not able to defend 420, there should be a lot more support at 380, right where that 200 moving average is at. So the VRVP indicator is kind of agreeing with the 200 moving average and also the 100 moving average that there should be support here at like 371 and 381. Okay, let's try to play that for an idea to go long on Zcash as like a scalp long. I'm not sure if Zcash is going to be able to stay bullish for the long term here, but I think, you know, you could make some money trying to play an oversold bounce here off this level. And if you bounce, maybe you come back up to 420 again, where we're at right now. You got high volume here. And maybe you're lucky enough to actually see that long play out and climb back up to the high volume here at 520. Or even the 50 moving average, this green line at 489. Those are levels I would look for Zcash. But I give you the idea here. I think you know, we are on the way down because Bitcoin's is being bearish. So is Zcash, and I would try to play for a scalp long at 380 for Zcash. Haas says Zcash's movement is too aggressive. It might be, yeah. Bitcoin's movement's been too aggressive. Bitcoin dropped 13% this week, but let's see what Zcash did earlier today. Zcash dropped 25%. Yeah, I would say that's pretty aggressive. Yeah, that's a pretty aggressive bearish engulfing candle here. You eliminated all the progress and work that you did all throughout May here on Zcash in like one day, almost like one day. But yeah, I mean, my signals indicator, my DeluxeAlgo signals indicator was telling you to short Zcash. It told you to do that on May 26th here. And then you also got like another short signal here, which kind of played out a little bit here. You got the bounce off the 21 EMA, that white line. Came back, made some bearish divergence, and then this DeluxeAlgo indicator says sayonara Saka and told you to short Zcash here on May 26th. Had you done that, you'd be getting paid right now on your Zcash short. Yeah, you're right. You could easily get liquidated by all that kind of movement. That's why I don't think leverage trading in an asset like Zcash, when it's this volatile, you want to dial down the leverage, maybe down to like 2 or 3x, right? I mean, if you go lower than 2x, you're not even leverage anymore. You're just doing spot trading at that point. But I think you could, if you're able to spot trade it and actually short it, then you could have still made a good amount of money just doing a 2x or less, shorting it, going down 25%, and you would have been able to stay in the trade if you had lower leverage. So yeah, it actually makes sense to do lower leverage when you got a lot of volatility like that. Let's see. Let's get into the YouTube chat. See what my YouTube guys are saying. I don't want them feeling like they're getting neglected over here. I would never do that to you guys. Oh, Zcash got hacked today. Is that why? I mean, that would make a lot of sense. Zcash got hacked, and guys, there you go. Like something like that. If Zcash is getting hacked, that destroys confidence and trust in the market. Like, how is that supposed to be possible? These are supposed to be like decentralized, you know, immutable cryptocurrencies, and apparently they're able to get hacked. And if they're not able to get hacked, then maybe the cryptocurrency exchange gets hacked. Okay? And that defeats people's trust and confidence in cryptocurrencies. So you got things like that, you know, in a bull market, we can look past it like, oh, hey, you know, Zcash is the dog of the day, you know, while Bitcoin, Ethereum, and XRP are going to new all-time highs, right? But during a bear market, any bit of bad news, like Zcash getting hacked, it's not going to make people feel better about being in cryptocurrencies. Which is going to be good for you guys who are buying in the long term. At some point, these cryptocurrencies and assets should be going up to higher prices in the future, especially the more stable and utility-wise coins like Bitcoin and Ethereum have been around for a while. Solana's been around for a while. XRP's been around for a while. But they've all had their problems besides Bitcoin. Ethereum actually got hacked one time. Does anybody remember Ethereum got hacked? The whole reason why we have Ethereum and Ethereum Classic is because Ethereum Classic was the original code, and then that got hacked, and then they had to create Ethereum, and Ethereum was the cryptocurrency that we all trade and use right now. But Ethereum Classic is the old ledger that got hacked years ago. Okay, so even Ethereum got hacked at one point. Go figure. And then Solana has had outages. Hasn't had those outages in a long time now, thank God. But, you know, Solana had its growing pains too when it first started and came out. So they all had their problems. And then XRP got sued, right? Ripple got sued, and that was like a dark cloud over XRP for the longest time. And because they got sued, then the cryptocurrency exchanges didn't want to list XRP, so they delisted XRP. And then when XRP won the lawsuit, then they were able to relist XRP. But, you know, that causes damage to XRP confidence and trust as well. DZ says, how much was your house? Come on, DZ. We all know houses nowadays are like $1 million or more. Come on. Nah, I'm only kidding. I'll tell you what, the house was a lot more expensive than I thought a house would be when I was a kid. Houses just, for some reason, they go up in price. Although I do remember during the 2008-2009 recession, I saw housing prices go down during that time. And I have friends of mine who think that's going to happen again. But, you know, there was a lot more crazy stuff going on around that time. I'm kind of going off the tangent here. But to answer your question, DZ, the house was trying to be sold for $500,000. I actually put a bid in for $530,000. Someone outbid me. Then they couldn't get the financing for their bid, so then they came back to me and asked me if I still wanted it, and then we said, we'll take it, but we're not taking it for $530,000. We'll take it for like, we try to see if we get it for lower than $500,000, but they said nope, we're not selling it for less than what we listed it for, $500,000, or else we're going back to market again. And then I said, all right, well, I guess we'll take it for $500,000, and now the house is about a couple $100,000 more than what I bought it for. So yeah, already I've never been negative equity on the house. I've always had positive equity on it. Let's see, the house you live in right now is 1.8 million. You're trying to buy a condo. Okay, I'm actually trying to buy another house myself. Zcash, I mean not Zcash, DZ. So yeah, there you go, and you can always buy a house, rent it out, and then go get a condo. Like, I think that's what DZ's trying to do. Like, you're trying to rent out your house maybe, and then go live in a condo instead, or I don't know what you're trying to do there, but it's nice to know that you're making moves out there with the money that you got. That's good to hear. And it's good to see that you're getting into other things besides stocks and crypto. Real estate could also be a way to make some money as well. You take money from real estate, you put it in the stocks. You take money from stocks, you put it back in real estate. Just rinse and repeat and do it all over again. Let's see. Phalos says, is institutional coin... What is this institutional coin? I don't know what you mean by is institutional coin. Can you be more specific in your request there? And let's see, we got a few people in here. Are we gonna look at something else besides Zcash? Let's see what actually did well today. Let's look at crypto bubbles real quick here. I want to look at the daily. How was the daily looking for the crypto bubbles? Hash coin up 122%. Is that for real? This thing doubled in price while everything else is down in the red right now. I remember hearing about Labcoin being a really good coin that people were trying to get into. This one's down 31%. VVV was one of the stronger cryptocurrencies in 2026, still in a bull run, I think. But that one's down 18% today. Nair down. I've done videos about Nair, and people have been talking about Nair. Some of my most popular videos recently was the video that I did on Nair Protocol. But Nair Protocol is down 17% today. Siren is a meme coin here. That's up 23.6% today. Sometimes I look at these crypto bubbles and I try to say, all right, if Hash is up 122%, what's the likelihood that's going to do that again tomorrow? Maybe this one might be worth looking for a short, okay? And then, you know, with Zcash being down 29%, is it going to go down another 29% tomorrow? Maybe. But more likely, this one could be ready for a scalp long. And that's why I already looked at that here with you guys. Zcash could be worth getting into. I believe the best price to try to long Zcash is at 380 or 370. Fali says Zcash. Okay, yep. I think we're all Zcashed out though. Did you Zcashed out? Because I know I Zcashed out. I don't want to talk about Zcash anymore right now. Hyperliquid has been one of the more bullish coins in 2026, and that one's also down 11% today. DEX is up 15.6%. So I'm just putting this out here. You guys can always look this up on your own time, crypto bubbles, but this gives me some ideas like what it might be worth talking about and looking for the opposite trade. Like I kind of want to short Hash with it being up 122%, but does it make sense to short Hash? I mean, Hash could still have the momentum to go up to higher prices here, and I have to look at the momentum indicators to figure out if it's gonna still do that. Hash, how come I can't find it on TradingView? It's trading on Bitmart, on Bitmart Exchange. Okay, is that the Hash that we're talking about? I don't think that's Hash, man. Well, What price is hash trading at right now? 0.0098 pennies. And this one, I might not be able to find it here on TradingView. What the hell? Maybe this is hash. If this is a brand spanking new coin, then I can't really do much technical analysis on it. So I'm just gonna skip hash. Good luck trading hash if you can. I don't have much data to use on hash right now. But I believe another coin that we can look at, right, would be Siren, up 23%. Is Siren going to be good for a short here possibly? Let's take a look at Siren. I do have it on my watch list, I believe. Down here somewhere. Yep, I do. So Siren had a nice little daily green candle here, up 19% on Thursday, June 4th. I got my VRVP indicator indicating levels to look for. And look at this, right? The VRVP indicator shows you the buys and sells. The green area is the buys, the red is the sells. When you add them up together, the highest volume node, it looks like it's sitting here at this blue line at 51 cents, okay? Get past that, and you get less resistance as you try to get up to this white line. This is your value area high here above you, okay? But you can see on the way up there, there was a gap here in the VRVP indicator, okay? And this gap, when you see a gap like this shows you that it's very easy for the price just to jump up to the next high volume node here, and that's sitting at like 68 cents. So once we got past 55 cents here, very easy for you to go to 68 cents, and you did that in one day here on today. You know, you literally did that today. Very easy for you to get past that lack of resistance until you get up to the resistance above you here at 68, 69 cents. You actually got as high as 80 cents here on Siren. Okay, got above the value area high. The value area high is also another area where you should probably think about taking profit, and that's sitting at 77 cents. So you actually wicked yourself above the value area high here, came back down, closed right at this 50-day moving average. Okay, that was another idea to maybe take some profit on a long on Siren. But Siren is still being bullish here, at least on the brand spanking new daily candle here. That's only been alive for about an hour and a half. You do have a green candle showing up here on the daily chart. Like, this thing still wants to go to higher prices here, okay? Let's see. Do we have momentum to go to higher prices? Because maybe it's not time for us to short Siren. Maybe we have to wait for a better entry at a higher price here to short Siren, okay? And let's see. One of the momentum indicators that I think everybody should have on their chart, it's usually it's a free indicator that should be on every trading platform and every exchange that you're trading on that has charts. You got the MEXC indicator, which is showing you selling pressure here in May, was dying down here on Siren, and then Siren had buying pressure show up here the last day of May 31st, June 1st, green buying pressure, and it's steadily increasing. So the trend is for higher prices here on Siren, just looking at the daily time frame here. And what else? What else do we got here? We got the money flow indicator here. Money flow is showing that momentum is to the upside. You got a green buy down here telling you to buy Siren on May 29th here. You could use this also as like a signals indicator. And it was telling you to buy Siren, and momentum is still going up to the upside here. Money flow, which is this green stuff, is going into the green as well, further into the green. And yeah, I think, you know, what ended up happening is I could see the story with Siren, yeah. Siren dropped down viciously during the middle of May. People kind of gave up on it, but it went sideways here, garnering a little bit of support near the 200 moving average. And people kind of like almost forgot about Siren, right? That it was a coin worth trading, right? But yeah, what do we got here? Siren going sideways, kind of like being quiet, waiting for people to pay attention to it. Now we're seeing that Siren is making a run for it, while the rest of the altcoin cryptocurrency market is dropping like a rock. Yeah, I think Siren has momentum to go up to the higher prices here. If it is going to go to higher prices, I mean, you're near the value area high. Once you get past the value area high, this white line, is really nothing stopping you for gapping up, like nothing here on Siren. We could see Siren go right back to like $1.15. We're at 73 cents, and this thing could still climb up to like $1.15 here. It might even try to make a run back to the previous high here at $1.40. But I'm seeing like $1.15 is there's some trap longs here. They might want to get out and break even at $1.15 here. So I'd be looking for $1.15 for upside for Siren there. Tony Damager, hello to you here on TikTok, is saying, what do I think? Does Bitcoin go up? We were looking at Bitcoin earlier in the live stream. I gave the bigger picture view. Let's go back to Bitcoin again. Bitcoin at $63,200, still having a red day on the new day here. It is technically considered Friday here in cryptocurrency world. The new day starts when it's 12 o'clock in London. So London time, 12 o'clock is when we start a new daily candle for Bitcoin. And on the daily time frame here, Bitcoin is still having a red day. After having a red day here on Thursday, having a red day here on Wednesday, red day here on Tuesday. It's been red, red, red. I was wearing red shirts all week long in support of the bears and the you know, all the red that we're seeing here in the market. Today I'm wearing a blue shirt, so I guess that's kind of neutral. If Bitcoin actually has a green day going into Friday and Saturday, maybe I'll wear a green shirt on the next live stream here. I'll probably wear my Celtics shirt. How about that? I'll wear my Celtics shirt in support of the bulls, trying to be bullish for Bitcoin. Maybe Bitcoin will get lucky. And if I wear my green Celtics shirt, we'll have the luck of the Irish to help get Bitcoin to higher prices. But should we just rely on luck here? I don't think so. What I do see here with Bitcoin is you did still make an ever so slightly higher low here on Thursday. You went as low as 61,300. That is still a higher low than back here on February 6th at 59,800 here on WEEX Exchange. So you're still creating the argument for a double bottom here, you know, near 60K. Okay. Also, let me just show you here on the weekly time frame, the higher time frames. We'll get into lower time frames here because I didn't even do that for Bitcoin yet. But you did get a bounce off the 200 weekly simple moving average here. Okay, I don't know if any of your other crypto YouTubers and TikTokers are actually paying attention to the weekly chart, but I did. And there's a 200 weekly moving average at $61,800, and we came down to $61,300, and yeah, we came right below it, but we didn't stay below it. We came right back up again and got a nice healthy bounce off of the 200 moving average on the weekly time frame. So there's your other argument to be bullish on Bitcoin. Now, can we be bullish in the short term? Let's look at the 1 hour time frame. This is my day trading time frame where I like to get started on my day trades here. And my day trade time frame here, let me get rid of the VRP indicator for now. But my day trading time frame was telling us that we should be looking for longs here on Bitcoin. Okay, those are the signals indicators from the Deluxe signal indicator. These signals weren't as strong. These trap signals weren't as strong as the money flow divergence signals here. The money flow divergence signals are stronger long signals here. And I'm thinking that Bitcoin is trying to at least do a relief rally here. We shall see. It might be worth, you know, taking a long and putting a stop loss below this last higher low here. 62,100. Maybe put it at like 62K or however tight you want it, just, you know, below 62,100. Try to play that and see if Bitcoin is actually going to hit like this 50 moving average at like 64,800. Could be the next target to the upside, or even the 100 moving average here at 67K. Well, it's actually 67,800, but you know what I'm saying, 67,800. Could be another target to the upside here. But I'm seeing, you know, green after this big giant drop here in Bitcoin. I'm also seeing these green teal lines here is indicating that there's bullish divergence without me having to look at the RSI. But if I look at the RSI, I can confirm that. I'm just gonna look at that for you right now, and you can see that we've been making low, higher low, higher low, still a higher low here, higher low here on the RSI after we were making lower lows here on the price. So you got bullish divergence here. That's the beginning of trying to bottom out, okay? doesn't mean that you can't just continue going to lower prices, and you can continue going to lower prices and still make more bullish divergence. Maybe we might actually have to hit 60K and actually make a double bottom at 60K for us to get a bounce. But I think there will be a fight here at 60K. We're between 60 and 63K is where bulls will try to make they'll try to at least do scalp longs, day traders will. The long-term investors, they like 60K because think about this. If you buy Bitcoin right now at $63,000 and Bitcoin goes to all-time high at 126K, you doubled your money, right? You could double your money in Bitcoin right now if you just buy right now at 63K and just wait until 126K all over again. You're going to double your money from there. So there's an argument that we could double our money by buying Bitcoin at 63K, and I think that's what's going on right now. So once those people are done buying, and if there's no more buyers, then yeah, we might see Bitcoin go lower than this. But right now, on the 1 hour time frame, going back to the 1 hour time frame, right? Just zoom in. Do we have momentum to go to higher prices? Okay. I feel like it's a little bit iffy, guys, on the 1 hour time frame. And when it's iffy, that I don't really want to get into a long if it's going to be iffy, okay? But you're getting, like, you know, conflicting signals here. We got green buy not, red sell that, green buy not, red sell that, green, red, right? However, the momentum is, this gray stuff is trying to go up. You're making a low here, a higher low on the momentum. The momentum is the gray stuff here. You got the low here, higher lows kind of sort of here. We just need one last push up. And I think, you know, you'll start seeing some shorts getting liquidated. You'll start seeing, you know, the shorts getting punched in the mouth for the first time in a long time here. And the longs actually catching somewhat of a relief rally here on Bitcoin. But, you know, the bears are going to say, like, this is still a bear flag, right? And you are on the 1 hour time frame making lower highs, right? You got a high here, lower high, lower high, lower high, still lower high here. Okay, but the bulls are going to say, no, we're doing higher lows, higher low here. So there should be some resolution in the next few hours here as to, like, are we going to just frustrate the crap out of the bulls and the bears here? Are we actually going to get a, you know, a bump up in price, or are we going to do another drop down here? I feel like you're going to find out between now and before you guys go to bed tonight. Hopefully, in the next 5 to 6 hours, you're going to find out if Bitcoin is going to drop down or go to higher prices here. So let's look at one more momentum indicator, and that is the MACD indicator to give us a little bit of idea of what direction Bitcoin might go. And on the 1 hour time frame MACD indicator, there's buying pressure here. It's just not strong. It's like, it's iffy. Like I said that with the money flow indicator, it's iffy. There should. You want to see something like this where you see, like, you know, green buying pressure steadily increasing, giving you a trend that you're going to higher prices. And then, you know, you see green buying pressure die down, and that gives you a trend that, hey, you know, we should probably take profit on the long and start shorting, right? And then here you see selling pressure die down, right? Take profit on the short, enter a long maybe. But then you get this wishy-washy, okay, hey, we're bullish, yeah, we're bearish, yeah, we're bullish. And now we're just, like, not bullish enough, to be honest with you, to go to higher prices. So I want to see Bitcoin jump up to 64K. And then maybe we can see higher prices above 64K. Let's see, what was this candlewick high here, back here around early this morning? We were at, like, 64K. Can we get back up to 64K, like, early this morning? Got a candlewick high at 64,400 and 64,700. You start going above 64,700, I think you're making a case for higher prices on Bitcoin. Yeah, 64,700 would be like 1,300 points above where we are right now. That would definitely punch some of the shorts in the mouth here. I think we're gonna continue going down. So you gotta make higher lows here, which you are doing, but you also gotta start making higher highs here, which you're not getting here. And we're going to find out in the next 6 hours what it's going to want to do here. Okay? That's what I feel like. The chart is showing me that we're gonna probably see something here in the next 6 hours for Bitcoin. But you know what? There is another option for Bitcoin to just go sideways and frustrate the crap out of bulls and bears. But it will have to decide to go one way or the other, right? Is it gonna drop or is it gonna go up, right? But right now we're just doing sideways consolidation. The bear is gonna say this is a bear flag. The bulls are gonna say we're making higher lows here, you know, that sort of thing. The bulls will also say that we're also above the 200 weekly moving average here, closing above it, getting a bounce. And the bulls are also gonna say that we're also doing a double bottom near 60K. Okay. So pick your coin, pick your side. Wirt says Arsenal or Chelsea. We're talking about soccer now. Santa's little helper says I'm starting to nibble at UB. Thanks, Damien. Staying safe. Oh, Uniboy, is that Unibase coin that you're referring to there? You must have looked at my Unibase TikTok if that's the case. Is Unibase looking bullish? Let's take a look at Unibase. And then, yeah, guys. Oh, I should have turned the fan on. It's actually getting a little bit hot here. I'm in San Jose, Costa Rica, guys. I'm next to the beach. It's a little bit hot and humid here. And I only got, there's like 2 ACs. I only turned one of them just to save a little bit on the electricity here. But I think I need to turn the AC and the fan on. Actually, I'm going to turn the fan on right now, if you don't mind. Just give me a second here. We are looking at Unibase right now on the weekly chart. And I think Unibase was bullish, right? But you're taking the nibbles. Okay, nibbles make sense, right? There was a low here. You could possibly be making a higher low here, but I don't like the fact that you lost the 50-day moving average on Unibase here. Let's not go lower, please. Because lower would mean probably getting support at 7.5 cents on that 100-day moving average. Alright, let me go ahead and pause for a quick second here. I'm going to turn my fan on here because I'm getting hot here, guys. I've also been doing a lot of talking. Maybe I'm full of hot air. I need to cool down a little bit, guys. Okay, fan, let's go. Give me some cool air, please. Alright, I'm back with you guys. We got about 14 people here on the TikTok live stream. That's cool to see. And yeah, I can feel the fan now cooling me down a little bit here. Did we lose the music? I feel like we lost the music. I gotta restart or go to another song here. Give me a second. I'm gonna try to get some music going on here, guys. Is that a little bit too high energy? I could do another song. Let me do this one, see if this is a little bit calmed down. Alright. Okay. Unibase. We're looking at Unibase cryptocurrency right now. What's going on here? Are we getting momentum changing here for us to go to higher prices? Looking at the MACD indicator, I see no change in direction here. Looks like you're trying to still down to lower prices here on Unibase, so be careful. Or maybe you want lower prices so you can nibble some more at lower prices here. But I see the trend is still downward for Unibase to go to lower prices here. And then let's see, we got the money flow indicator here. Money flow indicator is showing red sell dot here. Came in on Sunday. Momentum to the downside here. No green buy dot, so you might be able to get lower prices here for your dollar cost averaging into Unibase there. All right, so you know if we're gonna continue going to lower prices, we're gonna see if maybe is there gonna be a fight here for a double bottom at like we got as low as like 9 cents here on Unibase back in May of 2022. Not May. May 22nd here. Why am I saying 2022? May 22nd here. We could probably play off the double bottom on that, maybe. So I'd be looking for 9 cents, seeing it filled at 9 cents for Unibase. But then also look for the 100 moving average. If that's not going to hold, then maybe you can buy some cheaper Unibase here at that 100 moving average at 7.5 cents. Remember, this is the moving average, so it's a moving target. It might start creeping up to like 8 cents by the time you get down to the 100 moving average. But like, you know, 8 cents, 7.5 cents should be where you could play for higher prices and get a bounce off that 100 moving average. Santa's Little Helper says, yep, 20 bucks at a time. Hey, you gotta do it. You know, every little bit helps. Those little bits will become larger bits once you start getting into a bull market again. So, yeah, keep doing what you gotta do there. You think it has great potential? I haven't read up on Unibase, but when I do, I'll try to maybe do a coin-specific video about it. And maybe we can figure out what the targets to the upside might be. But right now, targets to the upside, I would expect if this thing does climb up, there should be a rejection off the 50 moving average at 12 cents initially here, that green line. And then also 15 cents is where that 21 EMA is at. I would expect that to be regarded as resistance initially before you can go up to higher prices after that. Travis wants to look at AVAX for a request here. Okay. And then my YouTube guys, you guys have any requests here? I know I gotta every now and then look at the chat and figure out what you guys are saying over there. My TikTok guys, like, I got the phone right here and it's like right in front of my face, so I can see like what they're saying. But I also gotta make sure I'm not neglecting my YouTube guys here. I would never do that to you guys. I'm here for you guys. I just got to juggle between the two here, between TikTok and YouTube at the same time. Alright, what are my YouTube guys saying here? Did Rich show up in the chat yet? No, he hasn't. Where's Rich? He's been a busy guy here. He hasn't been showing up in the chat yet. Let's see. DZ says, if you have equity in the house, just take a HELOC and go buy a house, rinse and repeat. Yeah, I might do that later on this year or next year, DZ. I might do exactly that. Just do a HELOC. Okay. Enough about real estate there. We are looking at Avalanche, AVAX here. Doing a nosedive over the last few days here. Seemed like had a pretty bad day on Tuesday, down 8%. Another bad day here today on Thursday, down 4%. And wow, you're playing with the idea of maybe AVAX doing a double bottom off of what the bear market low here at 753. You're like really close to 753. You're at 764 right now. Did you go to 753? You went to 751 on Avalanche earlier today, so you actually made a lower low than what you did here in February. At least here on Coinbase, you did that. Wow. But the bulls can still play that as a double bottom, even though it's a lower low. A double bottom's got to be within 1 to 3% of each other, and 751 and 753 are within 1 to 3% of each other. So the bulls are going to make a last-ditch attempt to try to push the price up and make this a double bottom. Or we could get sent down to hell if we lose it, right? I think an idea here is just, you don't have to be brave here. You can put your stop loss really tight. You can buy Avalanche right now. Put the stop loss below 751, maybe at 750 or 745 or something like that. And if you see Avalanche hit your stop loss, that's it, right? It's game over. This thing wants to go to lower prices, okay? And how much lower? I mean, I don't think we've seen Avalanche on Coinbase Exchange lower than 750. Yeah, ever since Avalanche was trading back in like 2022. On Coinbase, you haven't seen that. Maybe it might be, there might be more data on Binance. Let's see what Binance has for data. Oh, God. Let me just clean up this chart here. Oh, my God. Oh, my God, guys. Oh, my God. No. Actually, AVAX has seen lower prices here on Binance Exchange. Yeah. What the hell is this all about for a candle wick low? You seen 84 cents on Binance in September of 2020. Right before the bull run on AVAX. Going into 2021. Looks like the majority of people were buying near like $3 and $3.08. Let me go ahead and throw in that bad boy VRBP indicator here if I can. See what the levels might be for AVAX. With data going all the way back to 2020 here, guys. We're taking it way back to 2020 here, back to COVID times here on AVAX. Let me see if I can go into the weekly chart, kind of clean things up here a little bit. So I get all that data here and get a VRBP indicator going. I mean, I might be asking for a lot here to get all that data here. Oh boy, here we go. Okay, here we go on the VRBP indicator. You got a point of control. Like I was saying, like around like 366 here. So AVAX could lose like half of what it... Like AVAX could drop 50% right now before you finally get solid support at 360. If Bitcoin continues to go into a bear market and go down to like 40K or 30K, I mean, that's a 30K Bitcoin is a 50% drop. So why wouldn't AVAX do a 50% drop? AVAX could get down to 360 before it gets support, guys. There you go. You got that high volume node there, that point of control, that blue line at 366. And I don't really see anything much here where we're at 760. There's somewhat high volume here at $5. $5 could be not only a psychological level, but it could be a little bit of something of a support level here on the VRBP indicator. So those are targets to the downside for AVAX. Yikes. Getting back to the daily time frame, we already talked about, you know, the double bottom could be like right now, right here at the 750, and you can put your stop loss at like 745. And if this thing does stop you out, it could be game over. But I mean, we are very far away from the 21 EMA and all the other moving averages above us. And now I still got this VRBP indicator. You are for sure very undervalued on AVAX. You would think there should be an oversold bounce. You're below the value area low at 867. I would say like 867 to like this 21 EMA at 889. Could be where you could play an oversold bounce, take a fresh long here, sell at 860, and then sell at 890 where that 21 EMA is at. And that's your take profit zone. 868 to like 890. Say this little helper says you use DIY's demand zones. It helps. Okay. And let's see. Thank you guys for. Don't forget to smash the like button. We have like 2,000 likes here on TikTok. All you guys have to do is double tap your screen here on TikTok, and that's how you send the likes here. Not going to cost you anything. It's the best way to show support for, you know, this technical analysis and charting that I'm doing here for free for you guys. The next thing you could do is you could send me gifts here. That'd be another way to show me direct support here on the channel. And for you guys who are new to the channel here, don't forget to actually click the profile picture on the top left and follow me here on TikTok, because there are some fake meat Damians out there who might try to say, I mean, lately they've been trying to actually say that they're my assistant, and they're not even doing meat Damian. They're like pretending to be my assistant, like using like pretty girls saying, I'm Damian's assistant. How can I help you with your trading and stuff like that? And that's, guys, don't fall for that stuff. No one in the Meet Damien community is going to message you. I do not have any assistants here. So even if they use their own profile picture and say that they're my assistant, don't listen to them. My assistant's not going to reach out to you. You guys can reach out to me, and you can do that by clicking the profile picture on the top left with me in the red shirt and the pilot headset, and that's how you go into my profile and follow me there. And my YouTube guys, you could also subscribe to the YouTube Beat Damien YouTube channel. YouTube is a little bit better at not having fakes or scammers out there. So I don't really have to put that disclaimer out there too much, but why not subscribe so you can see me show up on your YouTube feed again, and we can look at the charts here, looking at your favorite cryptocurrencies and your favorite stocks on the Meet Damien channel here. All right, let's see. Thank you, Santa's Little Helper, for liking the live there. Thank you, Beast, for following me here. You guys are actually listening to my advice there. Not financial advice. That was just advice as to how to not get scammed by a fake Meet Damien. Go ahead and actually follow me. I'm gonna show you guys. I'm gonna show you my face. Show you my face, guys. Show the face. See if he's real or not. Yep, this is me, guys. Here, I am Damien. You got the real Meet Damien here. Okay, so go ahead and follow me if you haven't done so already. And there you were smashing the like button. I see we got 2,600 likes here. Let's see if we get up to 3,000 or more. That'd be pretty awesome here. And my YouTube guys, all I ask is that you get the same. I know you guys can't double tap and do a bunch of likes here like TikTok can. But if you guys just smash that like button there, we'll try to get the likes to match the amount of people in the live chat. I think that should be easy to do. All right, back to flipping the camera over. Is that a request for NVIDIA? NVIDIA at 223 by 10 a.m. Is that what you're projecting or hoping for? Santa's Little Helper says, "Do you get Demo? My hubby does." What is Demo? Is that an acronym or an abbreviation for something? I don't know what you mean by that. $223 by 10 a.m. What, tomorrow? You want to take a look at NVIDIA? Let's go ahead and take a look at NVIDIA for a stock request here. NVIDIA should be trading on NASDAQ. Currently at $218, and you're asking for $223. Why 223? We had the 52-week high at 236 here. We haven't been as high as 236. I mean, we haven't gone higher than 236 here on NVIDIA. When did that happen? Looks like we did something here on Thursday, May 14th. I actually own NVIDIA stock. I think through the corner of my eye, I was watching it go up to higher prices, and I was like, do I need to sell some NVIDIA stock? Because we're at all-time highs or something. I know it's been doing well through the corner of my eye. I never looked at the chart because it's a long-term investment for me. But I do take profit when we get a little bit overbought and whatnot here on NVIDIA, just to buy back in lower again. So let's see if I can do that for a little trick here on NVIDIA. I do see that we're getting some short signals here, so it's telling us that we should be selling NVIDIA on the daily time frame. You got a trap short signal that came here on May 15th. Okay, and now you got an even stronger short signal here coming in on June 4th here for NVIDIA. The money flow divergence indicator is showing that we should be shorting and really considering, maybe not shorting, but selling. You don't have to short NVIDIA, you don't have to sell your NVIDIA stock. You can short it by selling call options against it, or even opening up a put. You could buy puts on it. So there's two different ways. You could either sell a call or you could buy a put. Okay. Maybe it might make sense for you to buy a put. Maybe it might make sense to sell a call option. Selling call options is a way to avoid selling the stock while also collecting premium that you're hoping is going to expire worthless at some point. I don't need to get all technical here. I've been doing call options and call options and put options on stocks since I was 19, 20 years old. Okay, I actually had to convince my broker to do it. They weren't sure. Do you know how risky this is? And I was like, yeah, I accept the risk. And I have an uncle of mine that's in the stock market and this and that. And then they said, all right, whatever. We'll let him play. But anyways, yeah, I've been playing around with options since I was in my younger 20s. I'm no longer in my younger 20s, but I am familiar with stock options and put options and call options, and maybe it might make sense to enter a short on Nvidia by selling your call options, and maybe we actually do drop down to this 50-day moving average here at 202, and then you could take profit on your call option there, okay, that you sold at this level at 218. You were asking about going to 223. I'm not sure why you picked that as a number. I do got the white line is 21 EMA at 218. We're literally at 218, so we're closing right near the 21 EMA. If we get a nice solid green day tomorrow, we might be able to see higher prices for Nvidia. Let's look at the 1 hour time frame. What is the because you want to know literally about tomorrow, so that's like kind of like day trading. You gotta bounce off. Well, you wick below the 200 moving average. You even close below the 200 moving average, but then got a nice healthy bounce to get you above the 200 moving average on the 1 hour time frame. Just telling you long here on Tuesday, and then it told you to sell here on Monday. So it was telling you to long May 26th, and then it told you to sell 2 days ago, June 2nd. So 223, we hit 232. I really don't know why you're saying 223. I'm turning the VRVP indicators. 223 going to show up as a volume node here. We got 221 on the VRVP indicator. This is data going all the way back to May 6th for the VRVP indicator. You got a value area high at 224. Is that why you're picking 223? Okay. So maybe you're picking 223, 224 off the VRVP indicator. There is a little bit of high volume there. That could be where you get some resistance, yeah. Maybe you were drawing like a straight line at this level, trying to connect the candle wick highs and also the candle body closes around that level, and you might have seen 223 as an area of resistance. I see that the value area high kind of connects that, yeah. So, but does that happen tomorrow? Now you kind of want to get direction here. What is the direction on the 1 hour time frame looking like? 1 hour time frame is showing selling pressure dying down and buying pressure coming in the last 2 hours of trading here on Thursday. So maybe tomorrow morning on Friday we continue with the buying pressure in the green. Yeah, maybe you will see 223 tomorrow morning. That's very interesting. That you pick that number and you pick that time. That's very interesting. Makes me think that you might be using the charts here, and also very knowledgeable with charting and day trading here. We have a green buy knot here that came in earlier this morning, and momentum going to the upside. So I think you have the momentum to go to higher prices on Nvidia. Does that mean I should sell my Nvidia? Should I sell my Nvidia? I don't have to. I could do call options, right? I could sell call options just like I told you to. Well, I didn't tell you to sell call options. I did not give you financial advice. You can do whatever you want. I'm just a dumb idiot guy here on YouTube and TikTok who thinks he knows what he's talking about on the Meet Damien channel here. I am not a professional trader. I am not a professional financial advisor. So you cannot hold me accountable for anything that happens to you with Nvidia. But I think, from my opinion, that we could see higher prices here for Nvidia going into tomorrow. Yeah, I'm seeing that on the charts here. Okay, let's see. What are we saying here? What's up, buddy? Can you chart Tau, please? We got a request for Tau. And then Ian Kohler says, almost hit your stop limit price today, 15 cent short. 15 cent short. Oh, were you doing They don't do individual stock. Well, actually, they think they started doing individual stock futures here on Nvidia. Tell me how you entered a short on. Are you talking about your like a put option? You said you did a 15-cent short. So like, did you have like a strike price? Oh yeah, you did. Yeah, you said something about you have a $217 call option. You should have sold when you had like $3 grand profit today, and you almost hit your stop limit price. Oh my god. So you have a call option, so you're betting that the price is going to go up. Yeah. And you almost hit your stop limit. Okay. But you said 15 cents short. I'm a little bit confused with all that. But yeah, you said you did call option, so I think that is the right thing to be in right now for higher prices on a call option. And I'm not sure why you're shorting, but you said 15 cents short. Oh, wait, I take that back. So you came 15 cents away from hitting your stop limit. That is crazy. Or else you would have got stopped out. Wow. Aussie slang for Damien. Okay, that's what Santa's Little Helper was meaning. Do you get Damo by hubby? People used to call me Dame as a nickname when I was a kid, which is funny because in the Spanish-speaking culture, Dame would be like Dame, and in Costa Rica, where I'm at right now, some people call me Damian because it's just easier for them to say. Because they say Dami. Dami means give me. Okay? So Dame or Dame means give me in Spanish in Espanol. So give me. Now I sound like Britney Spears, right? Just trying to have fun with you guys here. If I can't educate you guys, maybe I can at least entertain you guys here. How about that? I like to think I'm able to educate you guys while also being entertaining. Maybe I can do both. Maybe I can't. Maybe I can only do one at a time. I have no idea. Hopefully that one of the reasons why you came here is because I am a little bit entertaining while also being educational. Let me go back to YouTube real quick here before I get into this request for Tau. We got Ava Medina in the chat here. Good to see you, Ava Medina. Long time no see, but still good to see you. Thank you for coming in. Ava Medina is one of the moderators here on YouTube. He's also a moderator on TikTok. And yeah, you guys gotta behave yourselves. But we had some good folks here. We haven't had any issues. I'm really glad. We had one guy who was trying to like advertise, and I had to mute him on TikTok. He can still watch me, so I can get the watch time credits and the viewership. But if you're gonna advertise and not try to run it by me first, then I'm going to mute you. And then I'm going to have to ban and block you if you keep doing it again. Let's see. Subscribe to Meet Damien for trading insights. Yes, guys. I am on YouTube and I am on TikTok. And I trade crypto on WEEX Exchange. And also Coinbase and Kraken and MEXC Exchange. So there's a bunch of exchanges I trade crypto. And those cryptocurrency exchanges, you can trade oil futures on them and silver and gold. So that's pretty cool too. So you can trade futures for crypto and commodities on these cryptocurrency exchanges. And you can do that. I'm going to give the shameless self-plug here before I do Tau. But for my TikTok guys, I got the TikTok link right here in the Meet Damien bio. You click on the Linktree link there. It's going to take you over to the Meet Damien Linktree. And then you'll see the exchanges I trade on, right? I got WEEX and MEXC. Coinbase and Kraken as well. You guys can also see the social medias that I'm on. I normally don't put it out here, but you guys can find me on Twitter. That's my Meet Damien Twitter. Find me on Facebook as well. You can also find me on Instagram and TikTok and YouTube. I've been putting up some content on being here in Costa Rica, like a day in the life stuff. When we went horseback riding, me and a girl from Costa Rica, we went horseback riding here on Jaco Beach. So that was pretty cool. You guys can watch that video on YouTube and TikTok. And I plan on putting on more content like that as much as I can. I'm doing some more travel content while also doing the charting live streams here at night with you guys, looking at the stocks and the cryptocurrencies. I did become recently affiliated with another cryptocurrency, well, a cryptocurrency broker. It's not a cryptocurrency exchange, but there is this cryptocurrency broker that I'm affiliated with, and they usually deal with relatively high net worth clients here. So they normally don't do trades on your behalf unless you're doing like a $2,000 or more trade. So for you stock market guys who are not really too sure about getting into cryptocurrency, but you still want to play around with cryptocurrencies, or you might have heard your buddy say, oh, you got to get into SUI, or you got to get into like XRP, but you're like, how do I buy SUI? How do I buy XRP? Because you don't have, you know, those on the stock market. Well, you got this crypto broker which you can hold accountable, that is not going to get hacked like some of these cryptocurrency exchanges have been hacked in the past before. And there, Uptrade right there is one cryptocurrency broker that I think you guys might want to start doing your research on, see if it makes sense to get affiliated. I mean, was to open up an account with them. But if you open an account with them, I do get commission for referring you guys, and that's my referral link right there. Let me see if I click on that link right there, what it looks like there for you guys. But yeah, there's the Uptrade crypto broker account. They act like just like a stockbroker, but they do it for crypto, and they're pretty cool. They're actually affiliated in Australia. So my Australian guy there, Santa's Little Helper, you might want to look at Uptrade, and if you click on my link there, they'll know that you got referred to by me, and or you could just show them that, you know, you went to the Meet Damien you know, YouTube or TikTok channel, and that's how. If you give them my name, they'll know that that I gave you the referral there. And yeah, this is just another Australian-based broker that is helping you guys out. They do consultations. They will get on the phone with you and walk you through a trade before you even get into a trade or an investment on any of these cryptocurrencies. So that's the cool thing. Like, you don't have that with Coinbase. You're not going to be able to get on the phone with Coinbase and say, hey, can I go buy some Solana? But here on Uptrade, you can actually get on the phone with somebody, and they will actually talk to you about why it might be a good idea to get into Solana, or maybe not so good of an idea to get into Solana. Maybe it might be a better idea to actually wait for lower prices on Solana. And they'll explain that to you. You get a chance to talk to somebody on the phone here with Uptrade. So give that a shot there. But yeah, that's my shameless self plug for the Meet Damien Linktree. You got a bunch of exchanges and brokers here that you can work with. And then also one more thing, the Meet Damien Discord server, free to join. Click on that. You get to talk to other traders here. You get to see when I go live here. I've been posting up the announcements here, and also we've been talking about, you know, news of the day, what's going on with cryptocurrencies. We got other traders here. You'll see me post up, you know, Hako Beach here every now and then. But yeah, you know, we had another trader here that did a 90x short on Bitcoin, shorting Bitcoin at 64K, getting out at $62,000, and, you know, being up 224%. And I was like, man, good job there. Let's go. So you'll get some words of encouragement on your trades there from me, especially if you're doing pretty good there. You know, I know how hard it is to get in the trade, stay in the trade, so and also be successful and actually close out with some pretty sick gains here. So that's where you can get the invitation for the Meet Damien Discord channel. Is also here on the Meet Damien Linktree. For my YouTube guys, link is in the description to the video, but also you can go to the Meet Damien you know, channel right now. Don't forget to subscribe to me and click on that Linktree link there and the description to the channel. Right, and you'll be able to go over to the Meet Damien Linktree and find out, you know, what I use for brokers and exchanges here. Okay, and yeah, I do get commission and referral bonuses if you guys decide to jump on board with the exchanges and brokers here. All right. So yeah, that's that. Let's get over to Tao for the requests here. And I think that's gonna be the last request, and I'm gonna try to look at Bitcoin one last time, and then guys, that's gonna be it. We'll try to save my time and energy so I can do this again with you guys on Friday, same time, 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. Eastern time. But let's look at Tao, and then we'll look at Bio, and then that's it. That's it, guys. Tao. Oh man, Tao in a downtrend right now, obviously. Making lower lows here, while making lower highs. You could chart this out as almost like a descending channel. It's very very orderly fashion here that you're doing this this drop down to lower prices here. What I'm seeing right off the bat is this white line. This is the oh wait, no wonder. I'm sorry guys. I'm looking at the smaller time frames here, but I can show you on the smaller time frame if that's what you're trading right now. You do got the 21 EMA, the white line here, is acting as resistance as of now. Every time you come up to it, you lose it. Come back up to it, you lose it. Come right back up to it, you lose it. Looks like we're trying to come back up to it again. Are we gonna then lose it? I would try to enter a short on the 21 EMA at 214 on the 1 hour time frame here. With the stop loss really tight at like maybe 217 or 218. And yeah, see if it's going to continue going down the lower prices here. On the 1 hour time frame, let's see, are we going to go down the lower prices using the momentum indicator here? One of the momentum indicators I'm using is the money flow, DeluxeAlgo money flow indicator. This is a paid indicator here that requires you to pay a subscription to get these signals here, but it's telling you to buy Tao right now. It told you to buy like 2 hours ago when I started the live stream. Momentum's starting to curve up. So you might see higher prices. You might see Tao actually hit that 21 EMA to the upside. And then let's see, going here on the MACD indicator, you had selling pressure earlier this afternoon, but now it's starting to die off, and you're getting a little bit of a green buying pressure candle here, which could be the beginning of something good here for higher prices on Tao, at least in the short term here. Now let's see, long term. Let's see what the bigger picture is with the daily time frame. Oh boy, yeah. Yeah, Tao lost the 200 moving average, lost all the moving averages. You are very bearish right now. But, I mean, are you going to get an oversold bounce at some point here? I do have a Fibonacci that I drew that says 0.236 level at 203 could be where we might see a little bit of a fight from the bulls to try to push the prices back up again. Did we already hit that? We hit 205, which is almost $1 away from that 236. So I guess you could say we already did kind of front run or bounce off the 0.236 level there. Let's do something that I think gives us better real world data, and that's the VRVP indicator. And that's this little heat map looking thing off to the right. You got the green and the red here as your buys and sells. You are below the value area. The value area low is at 237. I would expect that to be your target to the upside on Tao if you do climb back up to higher prices. And then you got the point of control, this blue line at 262. That would be your next target to the upside if we continue being bullish here on Tao. But also, ooh, I see something here at 250. High volume node here. So I would go with 237, 250. And then 262 as your targets to the upside to take profit on whatever long you're trying to get into on Tao. But yeah, short-term wise, I do see on the 1 hour time frame this bullish divergence, and then also I see momentum to the upside, and I also see a green buy dot here that came in right when I started the live stream 2 hours ago. So maybe my live stream is like the pump stream for Tao right now. Is my live stream the pump stream for Bitcoin? Because I know last night it was the dump stream. It's like as soon as I got off, like Bitcoin went up, started going up to higher prices, and it's like, guys, you should have told me to stop streaming, and maybe Bitcoin would have went up to higher prices last night sooner rather than waiting for my stream to be over. Right now, I see here on Bitcoin, let me get rid of the VRVP indicator. There is bullish divergence. We already talked about that earlier, but there is bullish divergence on the 1 hour time frame. You are trying to make higher lows here since bottoming out earlier on Wednesday night, last night. Still making higher lows, frustrating the crap out of the shorts. However, you are also frustrating the crap out of the bear, out of the bulls here, because you're making also lower highs here on the 1 hour time frame using these candle wicks here. So I think we'll get resolution later on tonight, because you know you can't just keep making higher lows and also lower highs without eventually one of these guys have to win. We're either going to be bullish or bearish, right? However, we could even frustrate the crap out of the bulls and bears and just continue staying at 63K, going sideways until we finally do something at some point, right? But yeah, I would expect later on tonight there could be either a drop or a rise in price, and I know that's like, Damien, what the hell? Like, it could go up or go down. It could go up or go down any day, any minute. You're right, you're right. So that's why I like to look at the momentum indicators to figure out what the actual direction might be. And you are making higher lows here on the momentum indicator on the 1 hour time frame. You did get a red sell dot an hour ago. That's not good, but you know, that's after you had a green buy dot before that. So maybe we can get another green buy dot. When could we get a green buy dot on the 1 hour time frame? Well, this little this yellow stuff here, this is your fast wave trend here. This yellow, every time you cross to the upside, you get you cross neutral. Every time you cross neutral, you get a green buy dot, which you got there at 5 o'clock. So maybe if this thing can cross the upside again, I'm not sure when, but later on tonight, I think you could get a green buy dot later on tonight. And that's when you see that green buy dot, that's when you should try to enter a long on Bitcoin. But right now, entering a short doesn't seem like a bad idea either. Like we just don't know how are we gonna resolve ourselves here. Are we gonna get this you know, bear flag going and go down to lower prices, or are we gonna continue making higher lows and eventually make a higher high and actually go up, maybe hit that 50 moving average at 64,800? We shall see. It's always you have to stay tuned, guys. You have to stay tuned and watch the live stream tomorrow. We'll find out the resolution. I think we'll find out the resolution later on tonight. So I won't be live later on tonight, but we'll talk about on the Meet Damien Discord if we see the price movement on Bitcoin. When I'm not live, that's the best way to get a hold of me, and also point out to me like, hey guys, we're dropping like a rock on Bitcoin. Oh my God, we're punching up. We're flying to higher prices here. You can do that on the Meet Damien Discord, and you can talk about, you know, whatever's going on here in crypto, and also stock market. We also talk about oil as well, and the price of gold and silver when that was going. But yeah, you see Tony here talking about oil right now. Oil about to go bananas, and crypto's going 50 to 40s. Yeah, he's over here talking about oil, and we were talking about them coming out with E15 gasoline cars here. Don't get rid of your old cars is what Baby Toshi's saying. All right, guys. So yeah, that's me, guys. Don't forget to follow me at the very least here on TikTok. Subscribe here on YouTube. Looks like Bitcoin is doing a little bit of a dump, so maybe my stream was the pump stream for tonight. After last night, we were the dump stream, and when I get off, maybe Bitcoin is gonna actually drop like a rock here, because that's what it's trying to do here on the 1 hour candle. You're getting some movement here. Man, let me see what that looks like in the 5 minute. Yeah, you kind of like over the last 10 or 15 minutes, you're just like, we're gonna about to dump. We're about to dump. And if we do dump, maybe we come back down like 62,500. Yeah. I see something here at 62,500 could possibly be a better area to long Bitcoin if that's what you're trying to do, and then put your stop loss at like 62,000 even and see if it doesn't hit. You know, you got to figure out where you want to put your stop loss, but somewhere below these candles here. And if you get stopped out, you get stopped out. And the last thing you can do is maybe try to long again 61,300 if you can. But on the weekly time frame, we did say that Bitcoin was trying to get support. I gotta reset the chart here, but Bitcoin was getting support off this 200 moving average on the weekly time frame here. That was the thing that saved you last night, was staying above that 200 moving average on the weekly time frame. But maybe we are gonna actually come down to it, retest it one more time. So We just don't know. That's why we always be looking at the charts here for the traders. For the investors here, who are in it for the long term, you know, you're buying Bitcoin at 62K, you're going to sell it at 126K, you're going to double your money. Okay, but maybe later on we might see 50K or 40K. And if you can buy Bitcoin at 40K, then you can buy it at 40K. We go back to all-time high at 126K. You got a triple in Bitcoin, okay? And with a little bit of leverage, you can even make that, you know, use 2x, 3x leverage, and you'll get a, instead of getting a triple on Bitcoin, if you use like 4x leverage, you'll get a 10x. Yeah. You'll actually, with 4x leverage, you get like a 12x on Bitcoin. All right, Zizwar, you says you're buying right now. Good. I'm glad to hear that you made that decision for yourself there. It doesn't hurt to buy a red candle. It's usually not that bad of an idea to buy a red candle. Now, if you're trying to sell a red candle, like, I don't know, man. But if you're trying to also, you know, sell, and because you're about to do a breakout below, you know, breaking down below a 200 moving average support, then that also makes sense, you know, to try to short if you're going to do that. But I would be looking for longs here, guys. We'll see how it plays out going into tomorrow. I would look for longs to play out going into next week. However, shorting, we might actually still come down to like 61K one more time here. I don't know. Sounds like I'm talking out of both sides of my mouth, and that's kind of like what trading is. Like, we're trying to figure things out here. But on the 1 hour time frame, I'm not getting that much conviction here on Bitcoin. We could still possibly make a higher low. And I would look for, you know, trying to make a long here at 62K if I can. So we're at 62,800. We're not that far away. Place your bets accordingly, ladies and gentlemen. And I do say ladies because I know we get some women traders here, women investors here, and it's good to see them here as well because there's not too many of you guys watching these kind of streams, and I appreciate you guys appreciate you gals coming here into the Meet Damien channel as well. And let me just check up on the chat one more time for YouTube before I close things out. Yeah. All right. That's that. We didn't really get too many comments here, so I am about to close things out here, guys. I'll see you guys same time tomorrow, 8 p.m. Eastern time to 10 p.m. Eastern time. Take care, guys, and good luck on your trades.